Welcome, everyone. It is September the 29th, 2023, and we are on to part 10 of the umbilical chakra. This chakra has taken a long time because the information is so interesting. And so we're going to finish up the law of change right now, but let's jump right into the slideshow. Here we go. I just got to click on a few buttons here. Okay, there we go. So there's our title page, part 10, and we'll be with Universal Mother Mary. So let's just jump right in. Okay, so this is Universal Mother Mary. We're going to do a tiny bit of review here. We have talked about rejuvenation and restoration because this is so important. But most of you are not internalizing it, and I would encourage you to do so. The physical changes and what you mean are in your physical circumstances and your physical environment are also shifting. But what you do to prepare is you put in place, you create both big C and little c and middle C. You create everyday aspects. That is why I've said pay attention to where you are in your creation flow. You put in place aspects of the physical that you know are going to contribute to where you want to be at the outcome of your creation. Now, there are times in the process of creation when you are in the implementation, the dreaming, the planning, where you will shift what you are creating, and that is all right, because you are working with constant change. It will change anyway. So every creation is a healing. So as we heal, we shift, and the creations can shift. Now understand also change, and this applies to your physical question. Change is also sequenced and sequential. Now, what does this mean? Okay, so now before we get into that, I did a little example so that you can understand what she meant by you create everyday aspects and big C, little c, middle c. So for example, for physical health, and this is good to intend, like when you write your intentions, and I'm beginning to write intentions like in the morning and in the evening. I have a notebook right beside my bed, and I'm just writing like little notes, and it's really helpful. So physical health, like drinking lots of water and blessing it, and because the water is connected to forgiveness of everything, that it's a good thing to say that when we actually drink the water, like just to anchor that in, so there's no judgment of anything. And then say eating more fruits and vegetables, exercise, liver detox, which is a good thing. The older we get, the better it is to do these detox. And at the same time, do the emotional mental detox. So that's like spinning out the old belief systems through the umbilical chakra. And then the physical health can be connected to everyday physical circumstances as well. So house cleaning, the as within, so without. And then other aspects are written intentions, day and night, and gratitude. So it just gives you an idea of what she's talking about when she says big C, little c, middle c. And I think she meant too, because she did say, what did she say? A time dreaming you'll shift. Physical, that you know you're going, the outcome of your creation too. So stating where you want to, what you want to achieve with this creation. So I actually didn't do that, but you get the idea. So the beginning, the middle, the end. Yes. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so if I'm understanding this,
Yeah.
Big C is starting a new creation, and then the little C's are parts of it. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yeah. Parts of it, and like the little things. Remember how she talked about the little things make a big difference? When we anchor in the little things, the energy ripples out to the whole planet. So all the aspects of the creation. So when I did, so you could say drinking and blessing the water is a little thing. So if we,
Right?
yeah, do you see what I'm saying? So say
Yeah.
physical health is like, divinely aligned physical health is the big C. And then the little things would be drinking and blessing the water, eating fruits and vegetables, exercising, that kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then writing it down, and then also correlating it to work in the without as well. So the reflection. Yes, Darren.
So what would you call middle C?
Well, it could be the reflection, like, me cleaning the stove. Does that make sense? In the physical.
Could be a detox. Could that be a middle C?
Sure. Whatever, however it feels for you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like the bigger creations, the little ones and the everyday bigger ones. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these would be individual, I'm sure.
They're what she's calling them everyday aspects.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be the same for every person, huh?
Probably not.
Oh no, I just made this up.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. That was kind of what I was doing, because it was interesting how the house cleaning played into it too, because that's kind of the reflection, the outer reflection. So if my apartment's clean and inside of me is clean, then I'm creating a whole picture for the planet. So the more we clean up inside of us, the pollution within, it helps clean up the pollution without. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So I just wanted to give that for an example, because, and sometimes when they talk, it's hard to understand what they're exactly saying. So I should be doing more examples. So
Yeah, that's really good. Thank you.
okay, good. All right. So now we're on to something new, I think. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so this is where, yeah, we did this already. So she says, when feeling safe in change. So posting the archangels is a good idea. Covering yourself in white light, coming home to the 13th octave, and allowing her to wrap us in her blue velvet and to ask for help. And she's saying she's very practical. And she says here she could wave a magic wand and everything would change, but she's not going to do that because we are the change. And so to feel, I will not, but what I will do and what I promised you, if you turn to me, if you allow me to embrace you with my energy, you will feel safe and secure. If you allow my mighty ones to surround you, you will feel safe and secure. If you, yes, Darren.
So when she says to embrace you, would that be putting that velvet blanket around?
The velvet cloak, yes.
Yeah.
Also opening to feel her energy. So
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have heard me say that when I feel energy like come down around me, like the more you open to that, and we're not afraid, because I know that when it first started happening, I didn't know what it was and I was afraid. But if you open to it, you can feel the energy of the higher realms around us as well. This is interesting. She says, if you don your suit of light armor, you will feel safe and secure. So to me, I think she's talking about the light is connected to gratitude and armor to truth. So the truth of gratitude and joy. So just embracing that, and like literally you can put it on kind of. And you can feel it. This is the mighty ones, posting the mighty ones. So Michael is always at the door. Rafi is at the next wall, and Uriel, the silver, Yophael. So you can see it makes a square around a room or a bed, and Archangel Gabriel is always in the middle. So she's the golden spiral energy. And then she goes on to say, now that does not mean because you have an open heart that you will not feel moments, not so much of fear, but of, oh no, that does not belong on this planet. Yes, Ken.
Yeah. Because Archangel
Hey,
Gabriel is in the middle.
Gabrielle's in the middle, yeah.
We could use her as part of the spinning out in the belly button.
Yeah, you could if you wanted to. Oh yeah, she'd like that. Yeah.
I don't know, it just occurred to me. Just
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Call on Gabriel. She'll zoom in and help. That's a great idea. Okay. And so she says that we will still feel moments, not so much of fear, but oh no, that does not belong on this planet and in this sacred environment of Gaia. I'm trying to think of what that would be. Usually it's a feeling that will just rise up in us from something that's happened in the without, like a behavior or something. So it's not like we're not going to feel that anymore. And I remember Michael talking about this too, but we have the ability to stay in the middle and stay more and more and more calm. The more we master ourselves. And she says, but I want you to feel that, because as you feel that, you move into the elimination. So if you say, no, it is not right that I should not have enough money to pay my rent or my medical bills or my telephone bill, that is not what I create in this universe, then you are doing what you need in concert with me to feel safe and secure. So she wants us to feel the old energy, so we do the elimination work. So we get to that point where we're feeling more peaceful. And it's as easy as saying, I am the law of elimination. Because when you are that, then it's automatically, everything is automatically forgiven. We are compassion and we're gratitude for the past. That's what elimination is. And it's that fifth eye opening, the one that's right at the top of the forehead. Okay.
Would you repeat that, please?
Yes. So
The,
she wants us to move into the elimination. So feel the old energy.
mhm.
Into the elimination. I am the law of elimination.
I am the law of elimination. Okay.
So then you're automatically in a place of forgiveness, non-judgment, compassion, and gratitude for the past, because all those old feelings come from the past. They're not in the present moment. And then what happens is this eye, the fifth eye, will open more and more. And that's the wisdom vision of the mother. It's her blue. It's deep, deep blue. And so we'll become more and more like a reflection of her. And she doesn't judge anything. She is compassion. She is joy.
So I am elimination.
Yeah, I am the law of elimination.
I am the law of elimination. Okay.
Yeah, it's a universal law. Yeah. Okay. And then what I've been saying is I am the law of elimination. I am the law of change, because we are changing those old belief systems, and that anchors it in. And this is a law we've been learning, the law of change with the Divine Mother. Okay, but I do have a slide for that. So, and she says to ask for help. So ask for help, blue velvet cloak, trust. All the answers are within, especially the tri-flame. Okay, there. Okay, well, there's the posting. of the mighty ones. Does anyone want me to send this out?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
okay, I will send it out. And there's a little bit of explanation of, you know, the tools that they give us. So it's helpful. Okay, and you can do this around yourself, your bed, somebody else, your room, your house, your building, your town, your city, your country, your family, your friends, a situation, a project, the planet, the universe. Like the sky's the limit, and it's a really good practice. Because then you will feel safe and secure. It really works. Your car. Oh, I should put your car there. Okay. All right. Yes, Darren.
You want to talk about this emerald mirror again? I've kind of forgotten about it.
Oh, it's green, so it is love. So you're looking at yourself and remembering that you are love. It is the reflection of love, basically. That's who we are.
Okay,
Gaia wants us to remember who we are, and that's love. And that's why that mirror is green.
okay, thank you.
Okay, so this is, yes, Ken.
We really wrote down all the things that you talked about in terms of doing, well, I don't know what I want to call them, interventions or ideas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'd have a pretty good list. I don't think we'd ever have to worry about being unbalanced.
Exactly. That's right. That's what all these tools are for. Help us remember who we truly are, and we are perfect balance. We are in our feminine energy within and our masculine within, in balance. There's no conflict between the two, because that's what the imbalance comes from, the conflict inside, the power over situation. Mm-hmm. And it's usually because we've witnessed it growing up in different situations. Yeah. I had a man today in the reading room, and he had beautiful mom and dad, but there was obviously something going on. And I said, what about your siblings? And he had older brothers that were difficult, and he was still coming to terms with that. So sometimes it's not mom and dad, sometimes it's siblings that we're still holding on to the past with a bit of resentment. Does that make sense? Yeah, and then it affects our balance inside. Okay. So here we are, we're aware of the reflections, the thoughts, the metaphors, the past, the family situations. So then you say, I am the universal law of elimination for all the lack, the sorrow, the shame, the I'm a disappointment, all the old ways of being, of all my addiction to pain. So the mother wants us to feel that. So we move into elimination. And then I am the universal law of change, anchors it in. And you can spin it out. You can spin it out through the belly button. And then she did talk a lot about acceptance and allowance. This is the gratitude and the forgiveness. I am creation of the new. I'm creating every day. That's where we want to move into. We want to be creating excitement for ourselves every day. I am love. I'm hope. I'm joy. I am my truth. I can send you this one too if you want. Just to help. Okay, I'll do that. Okay. Okay, now this is super interesting. This is somebody that calls in, and it's a very big complaint that nothing's happened. And I can read it out. I'll quickly read it out so you get the idea that it's a big complaint. And it's interesting to see what the mother has to say. So this caller says, Mother, I speak to you as angel in form on behalf of the collective of humanity. We asked you on December 21st to bring all of humanity together in ascension with Gaia. Our understanding was that duality, separation had expired. Humanity's gift to Gaia was an etheric upgrade to the fifth dimension, by our energies and our vibration. However, we were left to struggle and suffer in the third dimension with the understanding that this would come to an end. I'm speaking to you from a linear timeline in the third dimension that has need to be addressed in a direct and compassionate way by you. We have spoken today about what humanity needs to do and their deficiencies. Humanity has cried out for peace and freedom, and that's clearly demonstrated in the people taking to the streets in Turkey and Egypt and Brazil. I want to know, where is your implementation of the promise made to us, your ascension angels and the human collective, to restore us to the fifth dimension and to Nova Gaia? Nearly a year in linear time has passed and you've been absent. I'm talking about third dimensional gunk. We have these elite that flaunt themselves to enslave and control humanity. They've been placed in containment and their actions have not changed. Jamie Dimon in particular is still stealing homes, and now homelessness has been made a crime. In South Carolina, if you're homeless, you're put into prison and your children are sent into child protective service. I know that light containment was your first choice, but I suggest to you that it is time to bring some of these home, some of these persons in light containment that cannot embrace and come into alignment with fifth dimensional ascension. So I'd like you to speak to the participation, the full and complete participation that we have been promised by the Company of Heaven and the Council of Love and by you. You yourself said that you would be more than willing to come into every living room to implement this change to Nova Gaia. And our Universal Mother Mary says, you would be surprised, sweet angel, how many living rooms I have appeared in and how my presence has been welcomed. So when that happens, when like she said, turn to me, she said, allow me to embrace you. I think that's what she's talking about being allowed into the living room, like into the home, into the heart, close to us. So it's knowing her forgiveness of everything. It's our peace within. And she says, now you have said that you are stuck in the third dimension, and that is not the reality. Are you dealing with the debris of the third dimension? Yes. And the caller says, I didn't say I was stuck. This is where I serve because I serve you. And Mother Mary says, but you are anchored, your feet are anchored in the fifth. And it is because of that that you have the clarity of vision to see what is awry and what needs shifting and elimination in the third. Humanity has made this choice and we are in full participation. So just before that, she said she wants us to feel and see what needs to be eliminated. So we invoke the laws so it does get eliminated. Then she goes on, it would be erroneous to think that our presence is not with you, because it is. And when these atrocities, such as being homeless, becomes illegal, what you would call a sin, then it comes to the surface so that the absurdity of such situations can be cleared, because what it really speaks to is attitudes of the remaining human collective that sees the lack as something that is acceptable, and it is not. So when we see things in the outer that, like the homelessness or people struggling with addiction, then we can invoke the law of elimination. That's what she wants us to do. And she wants it to correlate to how we feel inside as well. So eliminate the old feelings within and do the elimination work on the without as well. And that's what shifts us quickly into the higher dimensions. So here she says, you would be surprised, sweet angel, how many living rooms I have appeared in and how my presence has been welcomed. And then I found this quote from SK. He said, there are very few human beings upon the planet who have never done anything that is harmful, cruel, unjust, unkind, unloving, and out of alignment with the truth of who they are. So this is how important us forgiving ourselves is. Because we've all abused power. So the more we forgive ourselves for everything, we come into peace, and then that inner peace becomes the outer reflection. So just knowing that we've either been witness to, you know, sacrifices, rape, burning, killing, we played a hand in it. This has been a very violent planet. Our job is to have the willingness to see and forgive the self. So if we're seeing homelessness, we may have been homeless in another life, or we may have created homelessness for other people. The idea is to come into elimination, which is forgiveness, compassion, non-judgment, and gratitude that part is over. And then when we really anchor that in, that's how the change is created. We are here to be a reflection of the Mother, Father, One, our ascension in form, peace, love, joy, grace, and all the other divine states as well. So, and that's why the Yofi dust helps, like all these tools, the emerald mirror, Michael's blue flame, Uriel's silver flame. So using the tools helps us do the elimination work and come to balance. Okay, so this is the same lady. She's still talking here. We have spoken about that before. So what was it that she said? Okay, what you would call a sin. So homelessness, lack. She's talking about lack here. And the caller says, we have spoken about that before, and particularly my daughter who is in prison. And I asked you, how many times does she need to be raped and sodomized for it to be enough on the surface for you to do something to help us to end the control of the elite? Because I am not here to break the law. I'm not here to get myself murdered by the police. And I've called upon you for my daughter, as well as for every man and woman in prison for this to stop. How much more? And Universal Mother Mary, there's another one. We had another question where she said we were drifting in and out. So she says it again here. You are drifting in and out again. But what we say is every time you do call on me or upon any of us, we are there. Does it mean that there is instantaneous resolution and a shift? So that's connected to the Lurion chakra, the clavicle right under the throat, instantaneous transformation. Because understand the change is taking place, whether it is in a financial institution with Jamie Dimon or in a penal institution with your daughter, both are being changed every single moment of every single day. It is not possible for that not to happen. So when she uses the word single, it's usually connected to the single eyes. So the more we see with the higher dimensional eyes, we will be able to stand back and allow the change to happen. That we're not involved. We just stand back knowing that it's going to change because everything changes. That's the nature of reality. Everything is in the flow of change. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Ken.
So since, oh God, I don't know how to put this exactly. All right, so let's say that this person does spin out her negativity or, you know, does a forgiveness.
Yep.
And then we waffle back and forth, and I'm wondering, do we need to be able to, I don't want to use the word control, but bring it to balance? Do we have to do it all the time? We seem to be switching back and forth. And I think that's where this woman is getting confused, because she thinks that, you know, she'll go back and do that for a while, and then she'll think about the way it was, and then she's back in it.
Yep. Yeah, so it is a back and forth until we actually get underneath our own belief systems. And then we reach kind of a plateau.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then she can stand back and allow it to happen. Now, as Steve pointed out, I did jump into the situation with my daughter. because it was so dangerous for the child and my daughter. So I was able to go in and do like an extraction. So there are certain situations, like it's very hard for her to get to the prison and take her daughter out of the prison. Literally impossible. But in certain situations, like I did like an intervention and got my daughter and child out. But the part of the reason I was able to do that was because I knew exactly what to do. That was what had happened to me. So I could see the progression, and I just knew this was not going to be pretty, and I'm not going to stand by and watch it happen. Yeah. So I think you got to go on different situations, and with our guides too. Because I waited and waited and waited and then jumped. And we all knew it was right because my other daughter helped too. So really listening to guidance. Darren.
Yeah, when we do our meditations, or, of protection around people, we are acting as spiritual SWAT team, aren't we? We're working in that capacity rather than direct integration.
Yes, absolutely. When we're sending the love, that's exactly right. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, when we're sending love, we're like the spiritual SWAT team that St. Francis talked about in the email that I sent out. Yeah, exactly. That's right. The most important thing is to sit still, contemplate, listen, and then you will know when to act. Yeah. Yeah. Because our guides are with us 24/7 and they're always directing us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Darren?
So it is very important to wait until you feel the time is right to act, because in that way you're acting in synchronicity with the universe, basically.
Yes. And I do know that when I was married for approximately 23 years. The day that I left, I knew, like it was like the trap door opened and I flew out. It was the time. And I knew it because I heard it. And they told me, you're leaving at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I knew, and that's what happened. So yeah, again, it's every situation is very individual and unique. Okay. So this is the last question, and this is the end of this channeling. So this is a new caller that says, thank you for helping us understand change. I have a question about the heart, the seat of the soul. I want to live from my heart, but I'm not sure how to do it. How do I get in touch with my heart? And Universal Mother Mary says, place your hands on your heart. So I did that. So over your heart chakra, and feel as if the energy is draining out of your head into your heart, so that all the energy, all of a sudden, it is almost a feeling, if you're not used to it, that you're feeling faint or lightheaded. All the energy out of your head, all the random thoughts, all the dizziness is just draining down like an elevator going to the basement, into your heart, into the depths of your heart. So I put an elevator there for us. There's the elevator going down, 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 down into the heart. So that is, and it works. So you just feel it go down into your heart. Does that make sense? Okay, and you can rest in the green, or you can fly into the golden chambers. Yes, Darren.
Okay, so I guess you just keep doing that over and over until you know that you are in your heart for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And then practice when you're out amongst the people, practice. Because we want, the more of us that are in that heart consciousness, we're in compassion, we're in non-judgment, we're listening to our guides. There's so much more to it then meets the eye. Yes, Steve. Oh, you've got your thumbs up. Okay, I got it.
Oh, sorry, no, sorry, forget it. Anyways, Darren, don't forget to ask for a heart opening. They're not going to intrude on you. They're not going to lay an experience on you if you're not open to it. So ask for a heart opening, then yeah, go down the elevator, go into your heart as far as you can go, which is the deepest part of the heart, right? And you'll find that's the seat of the soul. You'll find the self there. Because that's what I saw at Xenia, right? So yeah.
Mhm. So it goes
Well-
back to, where do we have it? Where she says definitely ask for help.
Yeah.
Ask-
Yes, right.
Yeah, and if you're wondering about this picture, it was taken by a fellow, and he didn't even know he'd taken this picture, but he was in, oh, where's that special space? And it's in Eastern Europe. Majorgi. Do you know where that? Do you know where that is, Steve?
No, I don't know.
Oh, Lillian knows.
Petroguria,
He
Yeah.
was,
and well, it used to be Yugoslavia, but it's wherever it is, they broke up the states now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, he took the picture and he didn't realize, like, that's where the mother can appear very often and people see her all the time. And he took the picture and didn't realize that he had it. And then he called in and told Linda about it, that it was posted on one of the radio shows, that it was posted on the internet. And so I went and I found it. And then I took a screenshot because it's so amazing. Yeah, Darren.
So asking for help, can you do that as often as you want or
Absolutely.
need?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
No limits on that, eh?
Not that I know of. They like it when we ask for help. Our guides feel underemployed because we don't ask them enough. We don't thank them. We don't talk to them. They're like our best friends.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I'm giving a good workout now, so they're starting to be employed now.
That's good. Okay, so this is just a tiny bit of review. So it's remembering change is constant and it's always continuous. That's the 3 C's that she talks about. And she says we were birthed from her essence, from her core. Even in that birthing is the movement of love, the movement of energy into form. That we started out as a spark of light. Okay, and then this was in the meditation, what are the 1 or 2 or 3 things that we really want to change? So it's good to work on that, do the intentions for the change, anchor it in. And then this was remembering to invoke both for balance, a masculine and a feminine. So Sanat Kumara and the Universal Mother Mary. Great idea to invoke both of them. That was something I didn't do. And now I'm realizing it makes a huge difference because that helps create the balance in the physical form. Okay. And then this is all about holding the desires, holding it in the heart. This is the stillness in the heart, the 17 seconds, and then feeling it drop down through the Halion chakra and pushing it out. So pushing it out of the solar plexus. So that's a really good way to create change or any kind of creation. And just know that we are in the truth when we're doing that. So that's the seed of the soul, you know, and then dropping it down and birthing it out. And this is another good one to remember. I am infinite, eternal expansion. Everyone is, even Archangel Michael. The constancy of change and the continuity within that is the gift of our eternal becoming. So not to be afraid of change. I love that. And yes, Darren.
Can you talk about truth a little bit?
Truth, yes. Okay, so truth is where, okay, well, it's right. Truth is anchored in the tri-flame. It's silver. Truth is knowing we are never alone. Our guides are with us 24/7. They never leave our side. So we're never, ever alone. And everything is in divine order. So no matter what we see out there, whether it's in alignment or not in alignment, it's in divine order. That's the physics of change. And just know that we're always evolving. Change is always happening. So in truth, it's like a double helix. The way that Archangel Michael explained it is it's like a double helix with love. You can't have love without truth, or truth without love. It's the silver and the green. And interestingly enough, you've got the silver in that tri-flame, and you've got the emerald green heart chakra all around. So it's like they're embedded together. And truth is connected to essence and core. So the core of our being is our truth, who we truly are, which is unique and magnificent. Who we truly are never changes. It's that snowflake design that we were birthed with. And everyone is different. Every single being is different, unique and magnificent. Birthed from the heart of the Divine Mother and the Divine Father, from source energy. And we come out like a spark of light, and we fission into two, and that's our twin flame. And twin flame is like a guide on the other side. And at that same time, we're gifted with our 3 guides. And so we're very, very, very old. We're not spring chickens. And to be working on this ascension is pretty magnificent. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and oh, this is interesting. Okay, so she says, what is love? The eternal flow, constant changing flow of energy, not only between ourselves, between us and Gaia, but between the mother and us. So love is the eternal flow, is what she's saying. And this is interesting. So now she said, you may label what, this is the universal mother saying that who we are is connected to relationship, financial security, adventure, and meaningful work. So this is part of the change here. And I don't know if you remember, but the Buddha gave us a list, and SK gave us a list, and I didn't realize it, but the Universal Mother Mary gave us a list. So it's just fun to put I am in front of it. And just know I am relationship is like the relationship in the mind. So there's no conflict between the masculine and the feminine. Interesting how she said financial security is a big one, adventure, and meaningful work. So kind of, I like how they give us a list. And there, okay, and this is just a good reminder of to be in balance in the mind. So both sides, the blue and the yellow, and invoke both Mother Mary and Raj for the balance in the mind. And just as remembering that there's no such thing as mistakes. The only mistakes humans make is in judgment, when they judge themselves or others to be less than, when they do not see the glory of their own divinity. And that is just sad. And St. Francis says the same thing, not to judge, knowing it is not our place to judge any being. And that's one of the meanings of charity, which is sending the healing green, which is to all acts of violence, directly to the hearts of those affected without judgment of who did what, knowing it is not our place to judge any being. So again, and charity is connected to non-judgment, just like compassion. And there we are, remembering that we're all the divine states and love. This is just a little review. And that's that one I'm going to send you using the law of elimination and the law of change for the old to eliminate. And there we are. That's her. Again, I'm relationship, I'm financial security, and I can send this to you too. I'll send it with the other ones.
Yeah, okay, yeah, please.
And when you focus on what we may think of as small things, it is with consciousness and it was love, heart consciousness and love, not ego, then you are changing the planet. So just know that it's the little things that are the ripple effect out to the planet to create the tipping point. So the little everyday things. Hold the light, hold the center, so that others can find that sense of calm. So it's being like a lighthouse in the midst of the chaos. That's us sending love. Know what you are. You are a child of creation of the mother. And you may do things that you're acting out because of fear or lack or limitation, or simply because you've engaged the darkness of your own being. But I know what you are capable of. I know the truth of you. So there's the truth again, who we truly are, unique and magnificent and love. Yeah. Okay. So there we are. And that's the end. When we focus on what we may think are small things, but it is with heart consciousness and love, we are changing the planet. We just anchored more love, more beauty on the planet. So that's the law of change. Pretty exciting. Yay. It's nice to break it down and just give it a good, like, I don't know, overview. Try to see that it's not meant to be confusing. Simplify it. Okay, so shall we send that out to the planet for 10 minutes? Okay. Let's do it. And that came in just about 45 minutes. Yeah, just a little bit over. Okay, so here we go. And if you want to mute yourselves, that's fine. And so let's send this out. Let's go back. Let's go back to this one. We're holding the light, holding the center, and we're sending out joy. Okay, see everybody in 10 minutes. Okay. There we go. That was 10 minutes. It goes by so fast. Any more questions or comments or about the law of change with the Divine Mother? That was so much fun being with her.
Is instead of using the law of change, what I did was I used compassion, and I sent compassion. Same thing, right?
Yep. Everything is interconnected. Yes. That's a beautiful thing to send out to the world, because that's what's missing here. That's what the Dalai Lama says. If we all understood compassion, the whole world would work. Yep. And remember, compassion is green and that deep red, deep green and deep red. So if
Right.
you're sending a color,
And
yeah, connected
wrapping it in
to chakra.
magenta.
Yeah, and magenta as well. Yes, that's right. Wrap them in magenta. Very good. Excellent. Can you remember these things? I love it.
Sometimes I try to remember some things. A lot of that stuff just I want to go like this, and it's water.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
okay, this too, but I was thinking more about when you're trying to grab something that's non-corporeal.
Right. Yes. Yes. And just bringing it like, you mean like bringing it within yourself? Is that what you're saying? Or what do you
Well,
mean?
no, what I think I'm saying is that we've learned so much, and how much of it I've retained is so very little, so that it makes me feel like everything is out there and I'm just hugging air.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So just know we've been studying for 2 years. I've known about this information for 10. So it took me a long time for it to just settle and it to become so I could talk about it all the time. So you guys are doing amazing. And
Yeah,
that's consistency of us meeting every couple times a week. It really helps, that consistency.
I just realized that what I used to do when I wanted to say that I learned something was memorize it. And so this is different.
Yeah. It's actually, you know it.
Yeah.
We all know it. It's all embedded inside of us. And the more we get that, then it becomes like second nature. I say I'm a memory jogger. That's what I'm doing. I'm just jogging, helping us remember who we truly are, because this is kindergarten in the higher realms. Yeah. So we're just slowly remembering. We're laughing and having fun along the way.
What I was remembering is that we had our little rugs, and we took out our little rugs and we take a little nap in the afternoon.
That's us.
Yeah. And I remember my kindergarten teacher. She was the most wonderful kindergartner teacher in the world. She was wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. That's us. That's us. And we need those naps. So it's slow but steady, and eventually it'll all make more and more sense. Yeah. But it's fun learning it, because it is how things work, and it's common sense. It's the physics of it. So yeah.
One other question is, you talk about the Universal Mother Mary and the Divine Mother. They're the same thing, I take it?
Yes.
Okay.
Same thing. And she goes by many, many names. What are some of the other names, Steve?
Shakti, Holy Ghost, Kali, Prakriti, Procreatrix, Om, Amen, etc., etc., etc. The word that is God, Logos.
Yeah, lots of names. And
Well,
she says that I am known by many names. Doesn't she say that? Yeah.
yeah,
Mm. Yeah.
by 1,000 names.
Mm-hmm. I've had so much fun with her. She has been really helpful. I was thanking her at the end of the 10 minutes. I'm like, thank you, thank you. Please don't leave me, because but I know that soon SK will be back. He'll be fully present again. Not that he isn't, because he is, but yeah, they kind of like they move places. Mhm.
What generation has had the kind of access to the Divine Mother that we have,
Mm-mm.
of any other generation?
No. Or
Mhm.
any other planet too. And because we're doing this is physical form. We're doing this in physicality. So never been done before.
And
We are remembering who we are. Normally you have to die to understand what we're understanding. Mhm. So you are forerunners. Ken, you are a forerunner. Woohoo! It's pretty exciting. Yeah, and you really are doing awesome work. The questions are great. And the more questions, it's good. It's good. I mean, I sat still and asked a million questions. I bugged them so much, just like my guides and SK. I think they had to take shifts because they got tired. I'd be like, and this, and SK would switch out with the mother or Michael or whatever, because I just in the car, I'd ask him a million questions. What's that?
Said, okay, you take her. I've got a headache.
not tonight, I got a
Exactly.
headache.
I think that's what it was. Yeah. And then finally, when I had no more questions, they must have all just gone. So questions are good. They're really good because they help us with the understanding. Mhm.
Do we ever run out of questions though? I don't think so.
No, it calms down though. I have to say,
Oh, okay. No, I
really.
agree with that.
Mhm. Yeah. One of the ladies at work, her son's best friend overdosed, and about 2 weeks ago, and I was explaining to her the whole thing where when somebody dies, they literally go under the planet, right, Steve, and then up the other side, up into the higher realms. Have you heard that? I thought I heard Jesus explain that.
Through the font now.
Okay, but isn't there a journey where you go?
Oh, some people go through a tunnel of light, yes. But again, that is the font now.
Okay.
And other people just get up out of their body like this and walk off. You're immediately in the higher dimension.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But there's a certain amount of time before they can literally come back and talk to us. I think it's not like immediate that they can come and say I'm here. And
never heard that myself.
okay.
Well, they might be if they're recovering. Yes, they're
Mhm.
recovering from some illness or having been assassinated or something. Yeah, then they won't be ready to come back right away.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
it was interesting because I was standing there and I felt him and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're here. And he wanted to like let her know that he was fine. So that was interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes, Ken.
Once asked Yeshua, this was in reference to my mother having dementia, I think. And what I asked him was if some people start the process of their life review when they're still in the body.
Mm.
And so he said yes. And I'm just wondering if this is all part of the same thing. It's just that it's so individual. You can't really, say for sure, or I don't know.
Yeah, and you know what? I used to say that. I've sort of forgotten that. But yeah, we're doing the processing work. It is like life review in a bit, in a sense, because we're going into the past and we're cleaning it. We're cleaning it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
Then we'll have less work to do over when we move over, because we've done a lot of cleaning already.
Oh,
Well,
sure.
that's how the physical
Sure.
form regenerates. Like the mother said, anchor in the regeneration, and then we actually reverse age and we can live as long as we want. That's basically what's happening. But she says we're not getting that. But what you just said, so we're doing the life review and we're physically restoring ourselves. But there's
Okay.
actions to take, like drinking lots of water and eating fruits and vegetables, and like there's actions to take, the physical actions to take as well. It's not just cleaning up. It's eating well too. It's sleeping well. There's so much to it. So it's not just us relying on the other side to restore us. We're part of it. Taking vitamins, whatever it is that you're guided to do, to reverse aging, actually. Restoration, rejuvenation. Yeah.
Yeah, basically we're trying to get back to the divine blueprint again, from which we've departed, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been told we can look like 20 to 30 if we want to.
Yeah, that would be the divine blueprint.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to freak out other people, though.
Well, I think it's gonna gradually happen. So gradually, nobody will even know.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
It's not
Well-
gonna, yeah, all of a sudden we're gonna wake up and look like, woohoo.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Yes, it's like Benjamin Button. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's very gradual. Yeah. Okay, so does that sound like a good ending point right there?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna say thank you.
Thank you. You did a marvelous job.
Oh, thank you.
As always.
Oh, you're so welcome. Okay, so I'm just gonna end the recording here. That's a good place to stop. Okay,
Accolades.
there we go.